So hello everyone, in this video we'll be working on our to-do list page. So this is our to-do list page. First of all, I'll be creating a style module file, to-do list.module.css, and I'll be copying out the styling from the other page, basically, from the completed website that I have. Now in this, I'll be pasting my CSS, so all the CSS. This is I'm doing because I don't have to write styling again. Now we have a to-do wrapper, so I can create that for a section, tag. In this, I have to first import the styling as well. Import styles from to-do module.css. I can use it. I can specify class name styles dot to-do wrapper. I think, yeah. After that, we have a header. So I can specify the styling for the header as well. So that is this one, to do header. Okay. Why am I giving this to? I'll make it here. Yeah. So to do header is there. To do header. Inside that I'll be writing simple init to your tasks as first heading. Then an input search box that I can import from the end design. It contains a full placeholder which says search your tasks here. I can write. So this will be our search bar that will be like focusing on later. First, let me create the action button which says to do list dot module. Now button that I can import, and it says add tasks. Let me just see how it looks. So it is working fine. Now what I have to do is, let me just check one more time what is the styling. To do header, to do header. Okay. And this is basically uh, a primary button, so I'll be specifying primary here. Primary. And the size should be large, so I'll be providing large here. Large. Yep. And one more thing, that why it isn't coming in a new, like one line. I think I missed some styling. Let me just check it. Okay. Let me just go to the section where I created. So to do header is there. Yep, it's fine. Maybe the styling isn't working perfectly fine. Styles to do header should be, let me just, okay. Yeah, forgot. I didn't add the width for this. It should have a width of 50% only. So it is having the full width. That's why it is breaking. Basically, they are not coming in one line. That's why. Now it's fine. You can see that. Now the other thing that I have to do is, this is done. Now I have to add the divider. Divider is basically a horizontal line that you can generate with HR as well. But and design gives us this divider component that gives us a very slight or very light horizontal line. So that looks very classy, so I am using this one. Now I'll be creating a model here by clicking on this add task button. I should get a simple model in which I can type the title, and then I can type the description as well. So that I'll be creating in this video. So first of all, let me just write the title state and set title state with the help of use state, and the initial value will be empty. Similarly, I can create title and then description, and I can set it. Set description. Okay. After that, what we can do is we can also create a model that is adding or something like that. You can write is adding or not, right? So I can write false. So we are not adding. When we click on this button, the model should appear, right? So I'll be creating a simple model. Model is basically a component that is like a pop-up which you see in from the from the in the browser. Basically, when you click on this button, a pop-up should be appeared, or and then we can type our details and we can basically write that. So I'll be creating the model. First of all, I'll be copying the content which I have already created for the model. So it is very simple. Let me just copy so I won't have to repeat this thing. Yeah. Now let me just tell you what all these are. Confirm loading is basically it is a loading spinner on the button on the model button. Let me just first show you all these things. First of all, uh, I would have to create all the other function. Let me just write is add new was the class. So let me just change it to is adding, and this one to set is adding. So on cancel will be running, set is adding to false, and the model will disappear. And on OK will, when somebody clicks on the OK button or a submit button in the model, so it will run this function which in which we can send the data to our backend. And open is basically a prop which lets the end design know that when this model should be appeared. So we give a state here which changes on a click of a button, and according to this state only it shows the model and it hides that. Similarly, we have this what do we say, this input and this input dot text area. So this is for larger text, that's why I'm using dot text area. And all the other props you already know, right? So placeholder, you know that. Value on change is already, we know that it is for basically creating the controlled form. And title is the state that the value the value is stored inside this state. And on change is basically when we will be writing inside this input, so it will set that state with the help of this method. Or basically with this arrow function we'll be setting e.target.value to this state. Similarly it goes for the description. Now I have to create a simple handle submit task function which will be running handle submit task, and it will be an async function that will be using for making the request. And I can use a loading and set loading false. So this is basically for the spinner. So if I'm making a request, so I will be setting this as true, and then the spinner will be like rotating, and then the model will be there. After that, if I stop the spinner, then that spinner will be gone from the model. Basically, it is for basically model. That's why we have provided it here, confirm loading. So we have to give the state which will be changing while making request. Let me just create a data field, or let me just make a try catch block again. Console log error, and we can add the message dot error, and we can grab the get error message method. So we already created that, right? Okay, it is not importing. We'll be importing it later. Const data, I can provide title, description. Let me just show you the model first. And the message should be from the and design. And I can also import the get what was the name, get error message. Yeah, it is here. Let me just copy the name again from the util folder, and the name of the file is get error. Yep, that's it. And it should be error. Yeah, let me just show you the model and how it looks for now. Also, I have to set this. Okay, I didn't import it. Control space, and then also I have to invoke or set this is adding state. Set is adding to true whenever we'll be clicking on this button. So we have to show the model, right? So for that, this is adding should be true only. So for that, I'll be setting it here in this button. Set is adding. If I do that, if I click on this button, I should see the model. You can see this is the model. So in this, we'll be writing the things, and then if I click on this button, this function will be executed, which is this handle submit task. And if I click on this cancel or this close button or this close icon, then this on cancel method will be executed, in which we are not doing anything. We are just basically setting is adding to false. So the model should model will be closed with the help of this. So let's say if I write something test here, and this is a test. If I see this console log, if I see that, you can see we are getting this data, right? Similarly, similarly, I can also add other details which are is completed, set is completed to false because it is not completed. We also need to send completed on, so that will not be sending because we don't need that. I'll be sending user ID here. So the user ID will be our user ID, so that I can grab from in this, let's say user ID, I can grab from the get user details method. We have that. So this method grabs the user ID from the local storage. So I'll be grabbing user ID here. And now I can provide user ID here. Now if I just see it, if I click again, oh, let me just do it one more time. Okay. Yeah, you can see user ID is there and is completed is false. Now I can send this data easily to a backend service which is ToDo services. we have to import this services functions, and I can write create ToDo. In this I can provide this data, and what I can do is I can log this response now, and I can also generate a success message which says to do task added successfully, or any message you would like to add here. Also, I'll be making set loading to true when we'll be falling inside this method, and I'll be making it false whenever we'll be receiving the response and whenever we'll be getting any error, let's say. And after that, after the successful message, I can close the modal, right? So I'll be making set is adding to false, so the modal will be closed now. If I do this, let me just do it one more time. Okay, now if I click on this OK, you will see a spinner, right? Token is not valid, please log in again. Okay, so it was the login of yesterday, that's why it is giving me that error. Let me just log in again so I could get a fresh token. If I click on this add task, and if I write something, let's say test, this is a test. If I click on this OK, you would see a spinner, and yeah, you can see to do task added successfully, and this task is already added in our database. Now you can see in the log also we are getting this ID, which means it is added in the database. So this is it in this video. I hope you got something. In the next video we'll be grabbing all the to do tasks which are there and showing them into into our section as cards. So let's do that in the next video. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video.